Jim also said that writing lyrics for this album was for him similar to Clarity, your third album. Can you say that about maybe the music and the way you approached the album too, or is it just purely the lyrics?
I think that's probably just from a lyrical standpoint. I mean, I think for us, we're not really, as far as music is concerned, and we're not really trying to recreate anything.
And also making Clarity, we had only made one album before in a proper studio, really. So, you know, we didn't really know what we were doing in the studio, still figuring out how to make albums and, you know, build them. And now having, you know, multiple albums in our history, we kind of know what we wanted to do and ways to execute that. So it's actually really different in actually the recording and building an album aspect.
Has the way that the two of you work together, has it changed through the years, through the albums?
I don't think so. I think it's just slowly refined, you know. I think over time, I think, you know, Rick and I have been playing together for almost 20 years now. So it's just, you know, I think it's just playing over time, being able to anticipate each other's playing and what we do. And, you know, we've never really sit down and like talk about or think about like how have we evolved. But I think it's just, you know, like anything, if you do something for a long time, you're going to slowly get better and better and better at it. So I think that's kind of hopefully what's been going on.
Do you listen to the old albums maybe once in a while?
Listen to the other albums?
Yeah, the old albums, maybe that you hear something
Occasionally, you know. Lately, I've been listening to older albums because my daughter wants to hear them. She's 11, so she'll like ask me which ones she should listen to.
And what do you say then?
I don't know. I just say, here's the iTunes library. Like, you know, listen to whatever you want.
Or maybe that you say, well, this song suits you better because you like this.
I guess I could. I let her figure it out. Okay. You know, I don't give her. You know, I don't make it easy for her. It's like, okay, just listen to it and whatever. You know.
What does she think of your music?
I think she likes it. You know, I think that, you know, she's, you know, her being 11 now, she's getting into bands that are kind of more like rock bands. But, you know, I mean, I think she's probably not very objective, you know. I think when she listens to us, I think there's certain songs she likes and certain songs that she's like, yeah, that's okay, that's good, you know. But she really likes the last song on our new album, You Were Good. That's her favorite song on the record.
Why? How come? Did she tell you?
I don't know. She didn't tell me. She just like, I guess my wife told me that they were listening to the record and she kept like listening to that one over and over and over.
What does this do to you?
I mean, I guess it's, you know, I don't want to, I don't like to put like any pressure on her to like our music. It's, you know, if she likes it, cool. If she doesn't, then that's fine too. But
it must be flattering. And
but it feels good. Yeah, I mean, like I think, you know, in the sort of, in a way, like, you know, she has to deal with me leaving all the time, and so she has to sort of, you know, put up with the fact that Dad's gone, and it kind of throws our house, you know, into a little, you know, it's like, you know, my wife's there with three kids, and she's the oldest one. But I think the kind of tapping into the music and appreciating the music kind of gives her a sense for like why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know. But as before, it was kind of like, Dad's just leaving and going to go play drums, you know. And now I think she kind of at least has an appreciation for what I'm doing, you know.
And does she ask you maybe to get an autograph of someone?
Yeah, she asks that sometimes. When she found out that we were on the same label as Rihanna, she said, "Can I meet Rihanna?" I was like, "Probably not." No.
Okay. Do you have children?
No children.
Okay. But to the question, if you listen to the old albums, do you hear that maybe your playing has been more refined now? I mean,
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I hear stuff on the old albums that, like, now I would be like, no, we can't leave it like that. You know, we got to like improve it. So.
Do you have an example, maybe?
What?
Do you have an example of something that you heard on?
I don't have any specific examples, but like it's just like sort of parts like that I would be playing. I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't play it that way, or you know, I would do this or do that, but I don't have any specific examples.
But
just maybe just like some drum fills. I know, yeah, stuff like that.
Just little, yeah. It's you know.
so this means that if you play the older songs live, then they have changed here and there.
You know what? There's some songs that we've been playing live, you know, and for a long time, for 15 years now, and you go back and listen to the album version, and you've been playing it this way for 15 years, and you realize, oh, we've been playing it inaccurate to the album this entire time, not really realizing. Sometimes you don't realize it's morphed slightly, you know, and changed a bit, you know. And it's not like structure of the song or anything. It's just like some of the small transitions between parts and, you know, things like that. So it's not hugely different, but.
And maybe tempo too?
Not really. Tempo's usually really close to the original.
So I mean, sometimes I think live songs, you know, you would go into a studio and you record a song, and a lot of times the song is fairly sort of new to you.
Yeah.
You know, like you're recording it within like the first few months of like, you know, coming up with it.
Is it good to do that, or maybe?
Well, it's good, but it's also like, you know, what happens is that you record a song and then you go on the road and there's some of these songs we recorded and we played them thousands of times, and they, like Rick said, there's a kind of like, because we're not going and listening to our albums all the time before we play, like there's this sort of like inch by inch change that the song goes through.
Yeah.
And
it just settles in.
Yeah.
And just yeah.
And you know, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, you know, because I think you know, when you listen to a recording, oftentimes it's kind of like the beginning of a song, and then, you know, you can sort of elaborate on the song as it gets older, and, you know, slowly, you know, live I'll play different drum parts, you know, because I don't think the drum parts I played back then were like exactly what I would do now. So like just stuff like that. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing, actually, because live there should be a little bit of a variation. There should be sort of like, you know, like the song kind of lives in a way that isn't so much like, you know, we're gonna play exactly like the record every time, you know.